Lancashire and Essex played out a pulsating must-win game for both teams in the Yorkshire Bank 40 at the Emirates Old Trafford, with the away side winning by 70 runs, even though that was still not enough to make it through to the semi-finals after results elsewhere went against them. Essex won the toss and batted, only to lose Gautam Gambhir in the third over as he flicked a ball from Kabir Ali straight to Ashwell Prince at mid-wicket to go for a couple. Essex's win over Derbyshire on Sunday had given them an outside chance of qualifying for the semis. They needed Hampshire to lose at Derby to win the group, and failing that, they needed to win here and hope that results elsewhere would go their way. Lancashire, meanwhile, needed a win, knowing that that may still not be enough even to take the best runners-up spot, depending on other results across the country. To stand any chance, both sides needed a victory, and Greg Smith and Ravi Bopara gave Essex an ideal start after that early loss. Both made 50s. Smith was their first of 54 deliveries with a 2 off Simon Carrigan, who may well have been pleased to be back amongst his county teammates. Smith had struck 4 fours. And after Bopara struck the first 6 of the match off Carrigan over long on, he too made it to the half-century mark for the second day in a row. His had come off 51 deliveries, with this being just his third 4 to go with that maximum. At the halfway stage of their innings, the Eagles had 120 runs on the board and they now wanted to press on. Both batsmen did just that, each of them clearing the rope in the same Stephen Croft over, which advanced the total along to 163 for 1, with 15 overs remaining. The partnership between these two moving on to 159. Essex were just looking to hit out when Carrigan had Smith stumped by Gareth Cross for 78. The fit again O.A. Shah came in next, pulled Tom Smith for a 6, and then got out for a run of ball 21 as he top-edged the same bowler out to Aaron Lilly in the deep. Bopara had made 88 on the previous day, but he went one better than that on this occasion. He reached his 100 off 91 balls and then added to the 5 fours and 2 sixes he'd struck in that. His third 6 arrived in the 36th over, an over which cost 22 runs to race the Eagles up to 254 for 3, with 4 overs remaining. Bopara was finally out for a brilliant 130, summing up his quality with both bat and ball in the one-day arena this summer. Kyle Hogg's slower delivery doing the business. But Essex were then able to set a very challenging total as Ryan Tenduscarter made the most of the deliveries that remained. In the space of just 6 balls, he chipped the Lancashire attack for 3 sixes, which certainly boosted the total, which ended on 297 for 4. Tenduscarter racing to a 23-ball 46. The batsmen had done what they needed to do. Now it was down to the bowlers. They had their moments in the first 10 overs of the Lightning reply, but there were still an abundance of boundaries. Stephen Moore belted David Masters for a powerful 6, while Smith batted splendidly for his runs. With the news at tea time filtering through of a massive score for Northamptonshire, Lancashire probably knew that they needed to chase down this big score in way less than 40 overs to qualify for the last 4, and so Smith went for his shots he kept on producing as he and Moore rattled up 79 runs in the first 11 overs to give their side a real chance. Reece Topley was the man who broke the stand as Moore on 29 top-edged a pull to Graham Napier, who for once had a quiet match. Smith then reached his excellent 50 off his 41st ball, an innings including 8 fours. He was doing his job at the top of the order perfectly, and now he needed someone to match him. That wasn't going to be Prince, who on 5 was cramped up by Topley and bowled at 91 for 2. Smith maintained his form, however, putting on 95 in 14 overs with Paul Horton, even though boundaries such as this one were at a premium in the middle overs. But once Smith was bowled by Topley just 3 runs away from a brilliant 100, Lancashire completely lost their way as Tim Phillips took over. His first 4-over spell had been wicketless and cost 28 runs, but he then returned to have Horton, with 45 runs to his name, caught brilliantly by Bopara, first ball of his new spell. In his next over, the left-arm spinner found some extra bounce to surprise Croft, who top-edged a cut to Smith. It was a 3rd and 4th wicket in 3 overs for Phillips, when he also had Carl Brown and Lilly caught on the slog in over number 35, one which effectively put an end to this contest. Teemal Mills then proved to be a little too quick for Cross, who got a leading edge to Gambier. Before the quickie also bowled Hogg, who played on, possibly off the middle of his bat. Phillips then finished the match off to end with figures of 5 for 42 as Carrigan edged to Mills, the spinner taking 5 for 14 in his second spell in 22 balls. Lancashire were all out for 227 in the 37th over to lose by 70 runs and to finish third in their group in the end. Essex overtook them, but their 16 points was not enough after Hampshire won and others had better records in second place.